Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Today, I'm sitting with Miss HUDA, who is our whole school librarian, and she has some amazing things to share with us of how they're talking about sustainability for education in the early years. So, Miss HUDA, you've been talking to me lately about a wonderful activity you did with the kids that are just 3 and 4 years old. So, can you tell us about that activity?
Sure. So the idea is engaging the early years learners to know more about their nature. Mm-hmm. What do they see around them? How we can be helpful, how we can support our nature. Mm-hmm. So the activity started that we talked about what kind of birds you see around you. Yeah. And Qatar nature. Do you see the differences between the birds? Are they all from the same kind or not? We showed them some pictures about the common birds here lives in Qatar, and they could recognize, the differences between them. So we start, if we want to help and support these birds, we want to keep them in our nature, to come and see them around us all the time. Mm-hmm. How about we give them some support by creating this birds feeder, and it's created totally from bringing half an apple, half an orange. So it's even made from nature, from something that is made from the nature.
So it's almost like looking at waste in the world and looking at an orange peel.
Yeah.
And repurposing that orange peel.
Exactly.
To create a bird feeder.
Yes.
So as you're speaking, I'm linking some of the other things we talk about in the curriculum. And so these 4-year-olds that you've started this conversation with, they're going to be looking at biodiversity when they're in grade 3.
Exactly.
And they'll be able to relate this activity in their biodiversity unit. So what did you have the kids create then? Can you take us through what was the final creation?
So we had this bird feeder. You can hang it on the trees. Mm-hmm. And we stayed for 10 minutes observing if there is any bird will come and see these birds feeder. And the students were really engaged and excited. Oh, God, this bird is coming here. This bird, he's coming now. He's going to see it. So we had this conversation that students were wondering when they would come. And we have cooperated with the teachers to, okay, next week, go see inside these, when we put the seeds inside the birds feeders, are the seeds will be still inside or not? And if they are not, they said, wow, the birds have eaten them. So they were really, it's not something we did, but they are following it, after 1 week.
Absolutely.
And when it is empty, we can, put more. And that means that what we did is supporting the nature.
Absolutely. And just to let you know, when I came to hear about this project you did, I went for a little walk around campus and I walked by the trees and I saw the orange peels hanging, and I just stopped and I listened for a little bit, and I could just hear an entire community of birds that were chirping in these huge trees that we had. Mm-hmm. So it was like bringing the biodiversity back into our campus. Mm-hmm. Absolutely beautiful. And those orange peels, I don't know how long they've been hanging there, but they're doing all right. They could probably last.
Because they're just going to get dry. That's all.
Absolutely. So no waste, no byproduct.
Nothing.
Yeah. So Miss HUDA created with the grade 4s a bird feeder using orange peels, some string to hang the orange peels from a tree. And then, so when you put the bird seeds in the bird feeder, did you use anything to have it stick to the orange so the birds have to work a little harder for it, or
No, we just drop them inside the orange, and that's it. And Absolutely. It's something simple. Instead of throwing the orange, peels after you finish, you just keep it, and you create something for your nature, and something that your kids will continue observing, and they can see the changes even. What happens to the orange, how it gets dry, but still keeping the shape.
Yes.
And it could stay, for a long time.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So all you listeners, Miss HUDA and I have been thinking, this is such an easy thing to do. Parents can do it at home. I've actually been thinking, can we run a school competition and almost like an Instagram competition where we ask kids to make these bird feeders at home and take a picture of the bird feeder with the bird and post it on an Instagram. So easy to even run like a social media campaign on such a simple idea of how you can have conversations at the earliest ages so that our kids and our youth are talking about systems thinking and sustainability. And as they get older, they're going to start making these connections.
I wish we can make it as a challenge.
Absolutely.
I mean, in a week, we wish that we have like over 50 birds feeder hanged in different trees,
different
here in
parts of Qatar.
So it will be amazing sharing photos. I mean, the photos we had from, running this program with these kids, you can see how they are excited from, their faces. They've been asking lots of questions. What do birds eat? Do they all eat the same kind of seeds or not? Some kids, they said, no, birds eat only worms. So, having these conversations with the students, it really grows their mind.
Absolutely.
And open new ways of their questioning.
And, as I've been on this journey to spread sustainability initiatives and kind of be part of that, changing the conversation around systems thinking and how young can you start, one of the things I've noticed is when kids have a thumbprint on the project, they connect with it much longer. You said yourself the kids are running back to these orange peel bird feeders.
Exactly.
There's another project going on here. We're trying to work it out with the grade 6s, and they're trying to actually regenerate the coral reef around Qatar. And they are planning on getting a group of students together who are going to make a piece that's going to be dropped in the ocean. And this, I'm not sure what they're going to make this artificial coral reef, what materials are going to make it out of. But the whole thought process is that they are then going to have these students drop this into the sea. So the kids have a personal thumbprint on the coral reef here in their home country. And now every time they talk or hear about coral reef, they're going to be like, ooh, I was part of regenerating a coral reef. It's such a beautiful way to connect our students.
I believe that when we start something from, with our early learners, it will grow up with them, and they will never forget this experience.
Absolutely.
And in a stage, they will think how we can repeat it or develop it further, or how we can add it, or how can we spread it in the community.
Absolutely. So to all our listeners, it's an orange peel. You all have orange peels. Make a bird feeder. Make it with your kids. Make it in your community. Hang them everywhere. Watch the biodiversity increase. And it is just one simple way, without plastic, without glue, without wood, without a nail, you can create a bird feeder.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Ms. HUDA, for this conversation. Since I have you with me, I know that you have great insight into the Qatar community and how they are initiating that conversation that changes the youth and empowers the youth, and how they come up as agents for a sustainable world. Do you have any project that's coming to mind that's upcoming, or that you're super proud of to talk about that has happened in the past here in the country?
I just saw the news 2 days ago. The Ministry of, I think it's Karuma. They are still, nothing stopped them from running this program, is to plant a tree.
Yes.
And I think they are now reaching 1,000 or something a tree to plant. So don't wait for someone to invite you to plant a tree or something, even if in your house. Grow vegetables. The season now, it's helping you to grow lots of local vegetables. Do that in your house. Ask your friends to help you. Spread the idea of that we are responsible to our nature.
Absolutely.
It's not only one person or like specific people to do that. We all, when we stick together, when we all do something. And can you imagine if every one of you in a week or a month planted a tree?
You need a community
to
plant a community of trees.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I just saw this thing. I know that Qatar's had a huge campaign to plant trees, and our school was involved in a little bit of that earlier in the year. I just saw a video posted. Singapore is planting 1 million trees, and I don't know what their goal date is and how much time frame, but the video just showed how trees reduce bring the global warming, bring the climate rate down just by providing shade and being carbon holders in the world. And trees should be in every median, should be in every household, should be in every corner, not just in a park and not just in a forest, but there should be in between our houses and in between apartments, and they should be everywhere.
And you did a great job to our school. I mean, planting all these flowers.
Looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Oh, they're amazing.
Feels so good walking in.
So I hope this continue, and
I hope so too.
We make sure that we have more green areas in our school, in our community, in our houses. It will really spread the spirit of loving the nature.
Connecting back to nature.
Exactly.
Miss HUDA, lovely talking to you.
Thank
you
you
are
so
a
much.
gem
It's
in our
great.
school
Thank
and in
you.
our world, and we are lucky to have each other.
Thank you so much. Good luck.
Bye-bye.